Recently, Dream tweeted out something that seemed fairly innocent at first. Dream was requesting for fan artists to work with him to create a certain image. However, his request in particular really caught my attention. He wants an artist to work on actual blueprints of Pandora's vault, which is the prison Dream is currently stuck inside of in the Dream SMP. Coupled with Dream's clear statements of how he's planning on escaping the prison, I had to go back and watch the previous streams, and I'm very glad I did. In short, I'm here to tell you that Dream will escape Pandora's vault, and this innocent tweet tells us how. Enjoy the video. Now, before we get into the tweet itself, I want you to know that this Twitter account is indeed being run by Dream. As you can see, both Dream's main account and his second account follow this art account, so we're looking at definitive, solid information here. So, onto the tweet itself. The tweet reads, "I need a commission artist to work on actual, factual blueprints of the prison on the Dream SMP. Reply with your work if you're interested." Now, as I've said in the beginning of this video, this tweet seems like something nice Dream is doing to the fan artists, and yeah, it indeed is. However, what Dream is requesting here is so specific that we simply can't ignore it. And what this tweet requests is the blueprints of Pandora's vault. Now, Dream has been stuck inside this prison for near months now, and on top of being in the most lonely and depressing environment, he has been inside with TommyInnit. Throughout Tommy's streams with Dream inside Pandora's vault, Dream has mentioned him escaping in nearly every single stream. This tells us that yeah, Dream is planning on escaping the prison. Now for the most important question. How? I mean, I've mentioned at the start of the video that this tweet tells us how he'll escape, so how? Well, my friends, think about any form of film or series that involves the schematics or blueprints of a very important structure. In nearly every single one of those, something happens that relates to either breaking out of the structure or breaking into it. I think that if Dream is requesting the schematics of a prison, then we can predict that a person or some people will help Dream break out of Pandora's vault. I think that Dream is requesting the blueprints so that they can use it in-game to create a breakout plan. I think that this makes a lot of sense, because why on earth would Dream need the blueprints otherwise? For Sam to display it inside Pandora's vault as a nice detail or a nice touch? I don't think so. Now, the biggest question inside your head is probably who? Who will help Dream break out of prison? Well, by analyzing the current state of the members on the Dream SMP and actual statements from Dream, we can find out who. On March 21st, 2021, Dream killed Tommy. And although Tommy's death isn't the main topic of the video, I want to draw your attention to something that Dream said to Tommy whilst they were talking to each other. When Dream brought up the topic of him escaping, he said that there was a certain somebody that owed him a favor.
Tell me, Dream, tell me, I won't tell anyone.
There's a certain someone that owes me a favor, but I may be a part of it, but...
And as we all know, that person is Technoblade. Now, even though Techno sort of ignored Dream's request to use the favor last time, I truly do believe that Technoblade will answer Dream's call this time, and I predict that Techno won't come alone. Despite Techno's capabilities, I don't find him ever being able to get past every single defense inside of the prison, not to mention the guards and of course Warden Sam. At least, not if he has company. Immediately, this probably made you think of one thing: the Syndicate. Now, if you haven't been following Technoblade's side of the story recently, the Syndicate is an organization founded by Techno and Phil to bring anarchists together and destroy governments. Now, with a whole organization on his side, breaking into Pandora's vault will be a piece of cake, right? Well, not exactly. As we know, this prisoner in particular doesn't have the best of relationships with many people, and especially not with some of the current members of the Syndicate. Firstly, Dream has been inside Ranboo's head for literal months now, and Ranboo straight up hates Dream. He has stated quite a lot of times that Dream has been the cause of all the pain and suffering on the server, not to mention that he's now teaming up with Tommy to kill Dream. Now, with all of that in mind, Ranboo will probably not help break out Dream, right? Well, there's another layer that we have to consider here, and that is Ranboo's Enderman side. I've already made a video dedicated to this topic before, but I'll briefly go over it again. Basically, Ranboo has two sides, and one side in particular, which is his Enderman side, has been teased about secretly helping Dream with his evil deeds, while Ranboo sleepwalks. almost as if a whole new Ranboo appears, takes over Ranboo's body, and acts on Dream's command. So what does this exactly mean? Well, unless Ranboo's Enderman side takes over to help Dream escape, I think Ranboo won't be helping with the prison break. However, something inside me tells me that he will help Dream with his escape. On top of Ranboo, I'm fairly sure that Philza will also be helping with the escape, since Techno, Phil and Dream have fought side by side before. Not to mention that Philza is Technoblade's best friend. So now we have a proper group, right? Well, there's actually another person that Dream himself has confirmed that'll most likely help with Dream's breakout, and that person is Wilbur. But before we get into that, I wanted to say that coming up with massive theories like this one takes literal hours. But you want to know something that doesn't take hours? Subscribing. It legit just takes a single second and helps out the channel a ton. Back to the video. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wilbur is dead, so how on earth is he going to help Dream escape? Well, fortunately for Wilbur, Dream actually has the knowledge to revive canonically dead members of the Dream SMP that he gained from the Book of Necromancy. Using this, he can revive Wilbur, except here's another problem. If Dream revives Wilbur, will he be resurrected inside of the prison, which means that Wilbur won't be able to help Dream escape, or will he be resurrected on the outside? Well, thankfully, Dream has actually tested that out on Tommy, and it looks like if a person is revived, they will come back to life on the exact spot in which they were killed. For Tommy, that was inside the main cell and a certain wall, and for Wilbur, it's going to be the Lemannberg crater. Now, you might be asking, why would Dream want Wilbur out of anyone else to help him escape? Well, as we know from Tommy's experience, one day in the overworld equates to approximately a month in the afterlife, meaning that Wilbur has been dead for about 9 years. Now, normally, this would just mean that Wilbur has gotten old, but we have to think about something. He has been dead for 9 years. He has had time to think, a lot of time to think about everything and anything. He has to be extremely knowledgeable by now, and this is actually confirmed by both Tommy and Dream. Tommy states that Wilbur has been brewing up plans to take over the Dream SMP, among other villainous activities.
I'm gonna bring back Wilbur, and Wilbur's
No.
gonna help me escape. He will owe me his life. And he's been there for how many years? He's probably the smartest man on the entire planet.
No, you won't bring back Wilbur. Promise me you won't. Promise me you won't.
Bring him back, and he is going to be the one to break me out of here.
Meaning that he'll be the perfect person to form a breakout plan for Dream. Finally, I have an idea as to how the Syndicate or Technoblade will obtain the blueprints in the lore. A couple of weeks back, Philza was negotiating with Sam for some interesting items to say the least in return for tons of iron. He asked for things about Pandora's vault, for instance, the blueprints to the prison. So I'm not sure if that'll escalate to anything and eventually lead to Phil obtaining the blueprints, but it's a possibility and also something to think about. Now, as some of you may know, the Dream SMP has a mod installed that lets members integrate actual images into the game through maps. So using this feature, Wilbur, Techno, Phil, and possibly Ranboo can work on the blueprints in-game and actually create a breakout plan live on stream. Sounds pretty pog? Definitely. But at the end of the day, that's just a theory. If you want to theorize with others about the Dream SMP, be sure to join our newly opened Discord server in the description down below. And also, comment down below your theories. I respond to them very frequently and I love reading what you have to say. Stay safe.